Macaroni stuff. Today I'm gonna tear apart a Logitech model Z313. It is a speaker system for a PC. It includes a subwoofer and two small tweeters if you are, and it was rattling. You know, you get what you pay for, but it shouldn't be rattling. And so I've taken it apart, and the next piece will show you what I did, good, bad, or indifferent. Today is the 21st of December. Took it apart months ago. I just haven't got around to doing anything about it, but this is it. Okay, this is the video I talked about where I've taken apart a Logitech sound system Z313. And the reason I did was it rattled all the time. I couldn't get it to stop rattling, so I didn't care about the cosmetics of it sitting here in the garage. This is it fully taken apart, well, except for but you can see, and that's what it looks like. There's the subwoofer. Excuse me, the power converter's down here, and there's the amplifier board for the two-channel stereo that it is. And what I did was I took a box cutter and slit down the sides and try to get it apart, and I did. And what you see is this sort of edging, and also a flat side like this. And what I found was that it was never really glued properly. I don't know a lot about sound cabinets, but I know you don't want edges in here. For example, this edge and that edge mate together, and they simply weren't glued, or there was a teeny amount of glue on it. Now, where it had these edges, like here, they had put some glue along here, put some glue along here, but there was absolutely no glue in the edges where these fit together, are supposed to fit together. There was no glue in this little track here, and you can see it on the edge, and pieces are supposed to fit down in those tracks unless they're like this, and then they should have been glued there, but they weren't. So, you know, why do you care? It's like a $40 thing. Well, I'm using it in the garage for sound, and it does okay. The highs, the small speakers over here, are okay. It's just the subwoofer rattles so bad, and it's because of the way the box was glued or not glued together. So I have taken it all apart. There's various pieces. This is actually, I think, the top, because it's the only one shaped like this. And I'm going to use glue to put it back together, and I'm also going to use some a real good synthetic rubber caulk wherever I think it needs it. And an example of that, here is the front of it. That's what it looked like in the front. And this is part of the air movement dome thing related to subwoofers. Every one of them has it in some way. Okay, well, as you can see right here, they didn't use any caulk, any glue, anything. Well, you see on the back they smeared something, but they didn't use any kind of gluing or caulking. And on this guy, this plastic piece, you'll see here, I got it on my finger, there is an edge right here that it touches the wood cabinet. And there's also this edge in here, right there, that touches the wood cabinet. Not to mention the screws fit very tightly in their holes. These are screwed in. So I'm gonna like muck it all up with glue and my rubber cement or whatever you call it to stop any kind of vibration from going on. And I'm gonna put this back in here. It can only go in one way. That's what it looks like back together. It's got 3 screws. The bottom one is an alignment pin. Yep. The bottom one, I get my thumb out of the way, is an alignment pin. That is an alignment pin that fits into the box, like that. So I'm going to use caulk and wood glue to try to get the vibration out of it. It got pretty high density fiberboard. It's just too bad whoever it was working the glue gun that day, just, I mean, the total amount of glue that he used would have probably been, wouldn't even have filled this one groove right here. And that's too bad. I mean, I'm sure they got a lot of returns on this stuff because it vibrates so bad. I've kept it with the intent of doing this for some time, and so today it's raining like crazy, and I'm just going to do it. And it may or may not help. I'd already taken the subwoofer out because it was had no caulking related to it, where the metal frame hit the wood at the bottom. And I thought that was the problem, and that might have helped it some, but it didn't cure it. And I found one edge had no glue in it, and I glued that. But in the end, what I have really found by taking it apart is everywhere there's a bevel, like here, the bevels were never glued. Anything where there's not a slot in it, it's just a bevel. Now I've taken and scraped all the glue off. Again, I don't care about the cosmetic, the way it looks in the end. I've scraped all the glue off, so hopefully, it is an example. You see the black paint on the corner here. That means that the paint got in. The cabinet is not perfectly plumb. It's not perfectly a cube or a rectangle. And I understand that it's kind of like a Chinese finger puller when you've got all these different sides and trying to get them perfectly glued up. But here's where the paint, there was nothing there. There was no glue, there was no caulk, there was nothing there. And I found that in multiple places. I understand paint is very, very thin and it'll get in there, but you might see a little bit of caulk right there on the one edge. I tried to scrape it all off. That's enough. Nobody's going to do this. Oh, you see some caulk inside there, or this rough edge of the particle board. Nobody's going to do this but me, but I don't like filling landfill. It sort of works, but it's just rattles. I'll have an intro to it later. If you ever wanted to get into it, this is one way to do it. I don't know why you would try getting in here and doing anything. You probably can't find any of these components anywhere. And this back piece, I haven't looked at it closely. It looks like it's held in with screws and obviously a plastic panel back there, which probably doesn't have any caulk on it either, or anything to cause the plate to not vibrate. These guys down here, I'll have to look at them. Maybe I'll put something underneath them. I don't know. I don't know anything about speaker enclosures. I know that a lot of care is taken to make sure that none of these wood junctions vibrate, especially when you have a subwoofer and it's a low frequency thing. Anyway, that's it for today. This is Uncle Ron's stuff. talking about the Logitech Z313 speaker system, which was cheap. I had a, here's a Alexa or whatever you call it now. I had a Bluetooth speaker for a while, and it worked okay until it didn't. So, and it's twice the amount of money of this unit, and I have power out here, so why not? The little speakers are okay. They sound decent. They don't vibrate. It's the subwoofer's the problem. Uncle Ron and stuff. This is speaker system tear down caulk Rigloo.